ladies and gents, and here she is. This is the final product. This is like my version of like the Electric 3.0 or the Electric Premium or whatever you want to call it. I can never get this thing to stay in here, but anyways, here she is. Let's go over some of the upgrades and everything that I've done. So the last video I posted was about the Cloud 9 seat. So as you can see now, I did finally adjust it properly, so you can see the pitch on it too. The zoom suspension post, I went ahead and adjusted the preload on that too, so this thing is finally perfect. It's very comfortable. I've been going on rides over like 23 miles and my butt is fine. It's a lot better than the stock and the other Cloud 9 seat that I had. Okay, so first upgrades now. So let's start off with the first one that I did and that was the Freewheel. So we go on this side right here. As you can see, I got the new Freewheel on there. This helps big time with the when you've got it on pedal assist 5 and you've got it on the highest gear and the motor wants to go past 28 miles an hour, but you're not able to have enough resistance in the pedaling. So this will allow you to pedal above that and go above 30 miles an hour. You'll feel that extra resistance in there. You'll need the special tool to remove this. Very easy job. It's simple to do. I would recommend taking pictures of the setup before and afterwards, because you want all these washers to be in the same exact spot for them to work out. When I put this back together, there's a washer in here on the inside. I forgot to put it in the inside. I was putting it on the out, and this smallest gear right here was almost rubbing against the frame, and I didn't know what I was doing, and then I had to take it all apart and redo it in. So just please draw a diagram or do something with the way the original setup is, because it has to all go in exactly the same way. So that was the first upgrade I did, was the Freewheel. I'm glad I did it. It was a day changer. Very freaking cheap and easy thing to do. Still have the stock pedals, but I do want to upgrade that. I don't know if I want strap-on, you know, like the strap pedals or bigger pedals. I'm not sure yet, but you know, that's, so far I still have the stock ones. I removed the fenders, as you can see, both in rear. No particular reason. It was just a personal preference. I wasn't too crazy about the fenders. However, I gotta say, with the fenders being gone, I'm not getting any more metal rattling noises or anything like that, so that's a plus. I mean, the thing rides smooth. It's quiet, so that's what I like. Okay, second upgrade. As you can see, look at those brakes. I got rid of the mechanical brakes and I got the hydraulic brakes on here too. That was also a very easy install. I used the stock clamps that came with the mechanical brakes and just put the hydraulic brakes on here, and you use your same existing lines. And I also replaced the rotors. The rotors were $10 a piece, so I figured it was cheap enough to just go ahead and replace those as well. And the rotors are red. I wanted to match the red rotors with the red hydraulic calipers. Reason for wanting to upgrade to hydraulic calipers is because you've got two pads in here. The mechanical ones has one that's stationary on this side and one that pushes in on that side, so that they both touch. In time, your rotors will bend and warp from doing that. With the hydraulic, when you activate the brakes, it's pushing them on both sides equally, so you get even wear. And your squeaking will be gone. You might notice a little bit of squeaking in the beginning, but after a few rides, they break in, and then that squeaking will disappear. It's nice and smooth. It stops good. There's no squeaking. I'm happy. This was also a pretty cheap upgrade too. It was like $45 for both calipers, and they come pre-installed with the pads inside. And like I said, you use your existing lines for them too. Now I know you guys are eyeballing this and saying, what the heck did he do? So on to the last upgrade I did. I installed a front hub motor on here. This is a 1000-watt front hub motor. You can see on this side, I did install the torque arm on this side here. Just wanted to be safe, just in case, because with the motor in the front, these forks aren't really designed to handle that kind of power. You know, with the front, these things will end up twisting and everything, and you know, getting damaged in time. So I ended up putting the torque arm. This is cheap too. This is a $10 part. I even found $10 for two of these if you want to do torque arms on both sides. Got rid of the headlight. Well, let's get to that later. I'm going to show you guys the motor. So with the front motor, I did have to purchase another battery and a controller, which is now in this bag. So I've got this tightened up pretty good, but I've got the the battery in the bottom. I've got some foam separating the battery from the controller, and the wires are just coming out over here. So I've got the wires that go to the battery in here, and then there's these wires that go down here. You'll see them on this side. They go down here, and then they go along with the original cables over here, and pretty much one of them will go here to connect to the motor. There is a quick connect over here, and then the other one will just go to this throttle. So now let's go up here to the cockpit. What I did was, so the stock throttle on the electric I ended up putting on the left side, and then I put the new throttle on this on the right side. This is the power button for the rear motor, and then I've got my battery indicator here. This is all the same. I ended up swapping out these handle grips. Actually just came with the front motor kit, so I ended up just using those. This controls the front wheel, obviously, and then this one still controls the back wheel. However, the way I'm using the setup is I'm pretty much, when I ride, I keep this on pedal assist too, so the main battery and motor is basically just in place so that I can, you know, just use the mileage on my pedal assist. When I need the extra power going up a hill, I just use the front throttle. By doing that, I'm increasing my range big time. When I went on my ride last night to 23 miles, I came home and I kicked it up to pedal assist 5 on that 3-mile hill, and used just the front throttle all the way, and then just used pedal assist going up. I came back home, I had my battery was at 50% on the front, and I was still had 48 volts left on the battery, and it was still starting to climb back up to like 49. So range is increased as well. And now let's go back to this light, what I was saying. So I did replace this light here. You know, the stock light is horrible. This is one that I had originally purchased. I got rid of it because people were telling me that this would fry out the stock controller. So what I ended up doing was I installed this light. This light is wired through this kill switch right over here, and it's hooked up directly to the battery that's in the back. Now the battery in the back is a 48 volt 20 amp battery. This light bulb right here is rated to withhold, it can stand 12 volts to 52 volts. So the light's fine. I used it for over an hour last night. I didn't have any issues. It didn't get hot. The motor didn't get hot. I'm checking everything just to be sure. And yeah, and there she is. That's pretty much that's the new model on the bike. I freaking love it. No issues so far. Now let's talk about the downsides about having the front motor set up. So one would be, it's obviously going to add more weight. This bike is probably close to like 75 pounds now, because you're going to have extra weight right there on the front motor, and also carrying that second battery is going to cause extra weight. Number two downfall, if you get a flat, it's going to be a little extra work, because you're going to take off this torque arm now and everything, and disconnect this and clip that. You just have to have, you know, all the proper tools with you. And the third downfall is you're sacrificing your storage space, because you're going to have one of these to put in your second battery and your controller. However, I do still have room to put some stuff here. I can put my glasses in here, a couple patches. I have my bike pump in here as well, so I do still have a little extra storage. And I mean, and I've got this for my drink holder. I got my pepper spray in case you never know what you might need that for. And I still have my additional battery I was using, my flashlight. This is for a backup in case you never know, you know, you might need it. Can't hurt to have a backup. And that's, yeah, pretty much the pros and the cons. I'm going to take you guys out for a ride on this, and we can do some hill tests and everything, and you can see for yourself for how it is. I'll leave links in the description for everything that I had gotten for this bike as well too. So give me a comment and let me know what you think of this setup. Let me know if you need any help. I didn't include a how-to video. I was going to, but I couldn't get the angles I wanted, and it just wasn't working out, so I didn't do it. There are a couple YouTubers out there that have install videos on several on the hydraulic brakes, several on the torque arm. There are a couple that I know of that did a video on the front hub motor. It's very easy to install. The only thing that was hard was swapping out the tire. That was the worst part for me, but hooking all this up, this is simple stuff. I mean, it's simple wiring. It's easy, you know. If you look up Randy Rides, he does a video on the install, and also Urban Grizzly also does a video on installing this front hub motor. Those are the only two that I know of so far that have gone with this setup. Alright guys, so I'm sure you remember this hill. I did a hill test on this hill when I first got the bike. Here's a little recap for you. Let's go ahead and give this a shot. We're gonna go all the way up and see how this thing does this. Oh, here comes a car. Oh, whatever. Everyone's looking at me funny because I'm wearing a freaking motorcycle helmet. That's fine, it's all good. So, alright, so I mean, although it's still, the motor's helping me go up, I mean, I'm still getting a little, you know, I'm still putting some work into it, but still not bad. 11 miles an hour. If I shift into second gear, I mean, even easier. At this point, I'm barely freaking pushing. It's like someone's pushing behind me. I'll place a link in the description to this video if you guys want to check it out. But basically, we're back at this hill. I'm going to redo the test again, but using the dual motor setup. Same settings as before. I'm going to use pass 5. As a matter of fact, let me put it up here, the pass 5. Okay, so we're going to use pass 5. I'm going to keep it on 4th gear because I did change the freewheel, so the gearings are a little different now, but I'll start off in 4, and I'll be using full throttle on the front motor, as well as the back, you know, doing its job with its pedal assist going up this hill. So we're going to give it a test and see how much different it is compared to how it was when the bike was stock. So okay, so pass 5 and let's get this started. See, as a matter of fact, now I got to go up a gear because I'm at 21 miles an hour. I'm on 5th gear and I'm not doing any work at all. As a matter of fact, look at that. I'm 6th gear, 24 miles an hour, 25 miles an hour. Just to show you guys what this new Freewheel can do, I'm on highest gear now. Look at this. 30, 32, 33, 34 miles an hour, 35. What do you guys think of that? So the Freewheel definitely helps big time. I'm gonna put my pedal assist back down. And with the hydraulic brakes, I'm not getting any more squeaking. That is gone. Now, let me remind you guys, when you first put the brakes on, you'll hear a slight bit of squeaking. It's normal. But after just a few rides and it breaks in, that squeaking will be almost minimal to just about gone. No regrets with the hydraulic brake upgrade. As I mentioned earlier, I removed the fenders. That's a personal preference. I was never really that big of a fan of the fenders. I mean, usually if I come up to a big puddle of water, I usually slow down anyways, and I don't plan on doing any crazy off-road with this, so it's not a big deal. But on the good note, now what I've noticed is without the fenders, this thing is not making any more weird metal vibrating sounds coming from them, and all you LectricXP owners know exactly what I'm talking about. The weird metal grinding thing or noises or anything like that, it's all been eliminated. This thing is quiet. I took this out. I wanted to test all the upgrades that I did on this. So last night I went on a 23-mile ride and I had no issues. It was freaking awesome. Let's do another speed run here. 5. On highest gear, and look at that. See, so once I pass, hold on, I know the wind is going to interfere here. Yeah, definitely changing that freewheel is going to require a little more muscle. but it does allow you to pedal much faster, because when you have this bike set to pedal assist 5 and you have it unlocked to a class 3, the motor is going to want to go faster than what you can pedal because of the way the gearing is. So with that Freewheel upgrade, I mean, it makes all the difference. It'll allow you to pedal faster. It's awesome. Let's turn around here. Whoa. You gotta be careful, because that front wheel will spin out, because there's not a lot of weight on it, so it'll just freaking go. You gotta be a little careful, especially when you're turning. You can slip. Just gotta be careful. So now let's do a full throttle test. We'll use both motors now and see what kind of speed we can get. We'll go right here on this, and I'll start from a standstill too. Give you guys a little more realistic test of this. All right, here we go from a standstill. Let's go. Just throttle, both throttles though. We're at 30 miles an hour, 31, but now we're starting to go a little downhill, so you are not going to get past 21 or 22 miles an hour on full throttle stock. Matter of fact, now it'll even go up hills without me pedaling too. Before, I used to, like, I didn't want to fry out the motor, but check this out. Let's go slightly there. Okay. Kick in both motors, and there you go. Look at that. We're going 20 miles an hour, 21, and this is just using both motors going uphill, 22. I'm not going to stop. Okay, so let's do that hill test again. Same hill, so you guys know what the grade is, but this time I'm going to go ahead and just throttle it up. Let's see what happens here. Here we go. So right now, I'm just using the front. It's struggling. Now we're going to kick in the back motor. And there you go. That's what it is. You need that dual motor setup for going up hills. 17 miles an hour, 18 miles an hour, 19, 20. I don't think we're going to go any faster than that. It wants to go to 21. There you go, 21. This is using both motors, no pedaling at all. 22. '23, 24, but we're starting to flatten out there. Well, there you guys go. I hope you like the new setup. I love it. Absolutely love it. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe and like button. Hit the bell icon so you don't miss any other videos. And then go ahead and leave a comment. I'll leave all the links to all the parts that I used for this upgrade. See you guys on the next one, and ride safe out there.